guys, it's Aisha. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be like a strange-ish video. Not strange, but like the way I'm doing it is strange, because instead of doing a book review for one book in one video, I'm going to be doing mini book reviews in one video for a lot of books. So these are the books that I read when I was gone, you know, my hiatus. Like, always get on one, only because I have schoolwork and I love to focus on my schoolwork rather than just like trying to make videos and do everything all at once, because I am a hard-working student. So now that it's summer, I've been reading a lot more and I have more time to make videos, and I promise you I will try to make videos during the school year. I will try my very hardest, and maybe like one video once a week, or like one video every 2 weeks, but that's okay as long as I'm making content. So without further ado, we are going to get started with this video. Let's get this bad boy started. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the first book that I know I do not have a physical copy, and I'm not going in any particular order that I read this or anything like that. I'm just, you know, going as I pick up the books. But the first book that I know I do not have is The Great Gatsby by Scott F. Fitzgerald. Is that what it is? Scott F. Fitzgerald, probably. Anyways, so I read this book for school for my junior year, and that was the last book that we read, and I absolutely loved it. I loved the, you know, the disillusionment of the 1920s aspect of the book, and the characters, even though Nick, the main character, wasn't that all, you know, like, dynamic or whatever. He was very, very static, but all the other characters just, you know, added to his personality and the way he like thought of the world and stuff like that, and I absolutely loved it. Daisy and Jay-Z, you cannot tell me that they are not perfect for each other, because fuck Tom. So yeah, I just absolutely love The Great Gatsby, and I would definitely read it again, and I know a lot of people in school are going to be reading it, so leave down below who you ship, you know, Tom with Daisy or Jay with Daisy, because obviously Jay with Daisy wins. Jay-Z, am I right? Okay. So the next book that I read on my hiatus, I don't know if I actually talked about this, you know, on one of my videos or anything like that, but I'm going to talk about it now because I did read it and I did love it. So the first book that I have in physical copy is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. This is the copy. Love the British edition. Like, I would take the British edition over any other edition. But anyways, I read this book a while ago. And, you know, there's obviously a lot of hype about this book and about Sarah J. Maas. And honestly, she's like my favorite author right now. Like, no one can beat her right now, because Throne of Glass is really, really good. And I have the second book. I don't even remember the name. Oh, Crown of Midnight, because it's over there. I have the second book and I bought it, and I didn't read it yet, but I will. But Throne of Glass was absolutely amazing. Like, I tried reading it before for my school library, and I just could not, like, read it. Like, the words were so small and stuff, but Sarah J. Maas does write really, like long books with small words on the pages, so I understand. But yeah, this book literally is like amazing. I don't remember. I think his name is King Dorian. I haven't read this in a hot minute, so I don't know. But the Dorian, I don't know if I think his name's Dorian. Don't quote me. I will put his name somewhere on here. But I don't know if I ship Cole or Dorian with Selena, because Dorian just like gave me some feelings. Like, I think that's his name. I don't know. Brain fucking fart. Anyways, yeah, I don't know who I ship, and I will determine that once I read Crown of Midnight or reread this, because I probably will reread this. But this book was just so good, and I honestly, the hype all around it is like, believe it. Believe the freaking hype. I don't know why I don't have my nose piercing yet. Anyways, believe the hype, because this book will blow your mind. It took me forever to read, and that happens with all Sarah J. Maas books, but I wouldn't give this book up for anything. Well, okay, I wouldn't give another book up or anything, another one of her books, and I will talk about that later in this video, so stay tuned. Alright, the next book that I read on my hiatus, I talked about this in my last video, which is my book haul video, and I will link it up in this jizz right here, but it is Caraval by Stephanie Garber, and yes, this is my library copy, don't judge me. I absolutely loved this freaking book, bro. Like, loved it. Like, I've been wanting to read it for a long while, and I only got it from my library because it's really expensive online, and I don't like to buy books in full price because I have no money for that. So I decided to get my library copy and keep it over the summer because my school library lets us take at least like 7 books over the summer. So I got this one, and I already read it. I read it before school even ended, and it has a special place in my heart, only because it has to deal with an older sister and a younger sister and them loving each other so much. I'm not spoiling anything because, you know, in here you'll see that they love each other very much. And I have a younger sister too, and we're really close. I have a younger brother too, but we're not as close as me and my sister, and this book just really reminded me of my sister. And like, not only that it reminded me of my sister, that it has a special place in my heart, it also like is really vivid. Stephanie Garber writes beautifully, like everything that she explained, because this is like, you know, a different world and stuff. It has a map in it. Hold on, let me find that map. Let me find it. Okay, yeah, it has a map in it, but I didn't even need the map because I could like definitely like just visualize everything that she explained in this book. Like every little setting, every little thing that happened, she just writes it so vividly, and I love that about this book. I love this book. I really would recommend this, even though I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about this. I have very strong feelings about this damn book, okay? Special place in my heart. Okay, the next book that I read on my hiatus, and I actually read this for school too, but it was like, you know, managed choice, and I already had a copy of this, but it is The Help by Catherine Stockett, and I had this book on my bookshelf since 7th grade. I bought this in 7th grade, and I just read it in 11th grade, but in 7th grade I felt like I was just too immature to read it, especially since it's about, you know, the like 1960s and the Deep South segregation and discrimination and all that. I didn't have enough knowledge on it. I was just too young to read it, especially because like small words on pages, even though, you know, I love big books. So this book was amazing. Like, I loved it so much. I could not put it down, and like just every like single page left me like shook. Like, I love this book so much, and I read it in about a week and a half, and it didn't take, like, honestly, you see how big this book is? It's like 500 pages, and I just blew right through it, and I loved it so much. I have, you know, notes on it in here, but this book was amazing. The characters, the African American women, the strong, empowering African American women, loved them so much, and just like everything about this book just like blended together. I like the end of the book, I had no problems. Like I all my questions were asked. Like it didn't leave me hanging or anything like that. And this is like one of my all-time favorite standalone books. Like, it is amazing, and this is like the first like historical fiction book that I've read for my own, like on my, like for my own enjoyment, also for school, but also for my own enjoyment, and I loved it. So this book just like set me forward for more, you know, historical fiction books. So I really hope I find another book, that historical fiction book, that matches this, because I have to read one anyways for my AP summer reading stuff. So hopefully that book leaves me with great expectations, because I have great expectations for that, and I had great expectations for this, and it did not fail me. It did not fail me at whatsoever. The next book that I read on my hiatus is Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver, and this book, I read this because I was in a, what do we call it? book club for my school. My school has a book club, and this was the first book that I ever read for my book club, and I absolutely, I loved it. I would give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I loved it, but I didn't love it to the extreme because the ending just killed me. It really did. I don't know, I was just left with so many questions about the ending, and it wasn't, completely, vivid enough for me to actually, visualize the ending. So, I mean, it was really good, and the only thing that I didn't like about it was that some of the days would repeat itself, because, this takes place within 7 days, I think. 6 or 7 days. And, some of the days would repeat itself, and, I mean, it's the same day over and over again, so I understand that it would repeat itself, but, the main character, Samantha, she didn't really, for the first couple of days, she didn't change her ideas, or just the way she acted. She didn't change her mindset or anything like that, and then towards the end she actually did start changing it. So it was a little slow at first, but then right when we got to the meat of it, I loved it so much, so freaking much. It just left me on my toes. So I would give this book a 4 out of 5, not a 5 out of 5 all the other ones, because all the other books that I mentioned already, 5 out of 5. 5 out of freaking 5. This one's a 4 out of 5, only because, I was left with a little bit of questions, but that's okay. 4 out of 5 is amazing. Amazing. Yeah. No more words. Speaking of amazing, the next book that I've read on my hiatus is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. No words. No freaking words for this book. This book was absolutely amazing. The characters in this book. How many characters? I don't even know. Okay. Yeah, 6. Duh. 6 of Crows. So 6 characters that I have come to absolutely love. And this book left me off on a cliffhanger. I'm not going to get into that because I don't want to spoil, but this book left off on a cliffhanger, and as I mentioned in my book haul video, I have the second book, Crooked Kingdom, and I will definitely read this summer, but I loved every word of this book. This book is yet another 5 out of 5 star book, and I loved every word, I loved every scene, I loved every character, I love everything about this book. And the world building, I know this is this is a spin-off for the Shadow and Bone series, the Grisha world, and this had not failed me because I did not read the Shadow and Bone series. I want to read it, but I didn't, so I started with this one because I heard a lot about it, and believe the hype, people, believe the hype, because I love hyped books, and once I read them, then I hype about them, because the hype is for real. I know some people don't love hyped up books, but I loved hyped up books, and I love seeing what all the hype is about, and I love, enjoying the books and hyping up about it myself. So I'm gonna hype this book up because I know some of y'all read this, and I know some of y'all loved this book as much as I did. Probably not as much as I did because I really did love this book. I've literally read this in 3 days. This book was absolutely freaking amazing. Okay, alright, believe me. Alright, the next book that I read, this is the second to last book, and that book would be The Retribution of Mara Dyer. This is the third book in the Mara Dyer series, and it was such a fantastic, amazing ending. I'm not going to get too much into it because I will spoil it, but just to let you know, the second book left off on a cliffhanger, and then this one just it did not leave me hanging whatsoever. And I love how much Mara changed in all 3 of the books. She was at first this really shy girl with PTSD and didn't know, she didn't have any friends. All she had was her family and herself, and she was really loving and sweet and everything, and then she changed. She really did change a lot, and people started to grow scared of her and stuff. She started to grow scared of herself, and I just love when characters change like that. I mean, I don't like it when characters change for the worse, and I mean, she did kind of go for the worse in here, but then at the end, honey, okay, this book just it was good. It was good as hell. I read it in like 2 days. I don't know what's gotten into me. I've been reading books like blowing past them. And yeah, I finished this real quick and I loved it. Loved it so much. I don't know why. I just go, oh, this book is by Michelle Hodkin, by the way. But I just go through the Mara Dyer series like so quickly because I don't know, these books are chunky but the words are really small in it, and like just everything leaves me on my toes, so I don't want to stop reading. Like I just want to keep reading and keep reading and keep reading, and I'm so sad that this is the last book. This is the last book in the series, and I'm so happy that I finished it, but so sad because I can't continue on with Mara and Noah. Like Noah reminds me so much of Harry Styles, and Harry Styles is my baby because he's British, he has long hair, I don't know if he has tattoos. I don't think he has tattoos. I don't even know. But anyways, yeah. Let me just stop rambling about the love of my life, Noah. Okay? Alright. Yeah. Okay, guys, and the last book on this list, and I'm super freaking happy that I read this book. I'm already on the second one, and I can't stop reading it because I just finished this book, and then I hopped right in on the second one, and I never really do that. I never binge read, like, series or duologies or anything like that because I have to take a break from it so I can read other things. But this one, I had to read the second one, so I'm reading that one right now, but the book is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. This book, I don't know where to start. Like, this book the world building was amazing. The beginning of it was kind of slow, but I just pushed through it, and then once I got to the meat of the book, I could not put this John down. Like, this book killed me. Tamlin, honey, he is like, fuck Noah right now. Tamlin is the love of my life. Like, the love of my life. I imagine him as this sexy, broad, like, just hunk of meat that is amazingly gorgeous. And Feyre, I think that's her name, Feyre. Yeah. She's just this, like, human that has to live in the fairy world. And I can't imagine how, like, that would be, like, to live in the world where in a world around the things that you hate the most, like the supernatural beings that you hate the most, and that, like, you killed one. Like, honey, like, I can't. And then, okay, let me get one thing straight. The ending of this book, like, towards the end, like, you know, like, literally, yeah, the ending of this book, it's like, you know, this much of it, and I don't want to give away too much, but I really just want to give it. So I know I'm going to be doing a book talk on this video, like, be more in-depth, like, not, like, spoiler, like, video, because this book is, like, my favorite book. Like, hands down, my favorite book. Like, I don't know, like, I just already established this, like, favorite book, even though I just finished it. Like, I don't know, it's just my favorite book. Like, nothing can top this book right now, until I actually find a book that tops it, but nothing can top this book. I am absolutely in love with it. I'm reading A Court of Mist and Fury right now, and it is absolutely amazing. Feyre right now in A Court of Mist and Fury is pissing me off, but I'm not going to talk about it because then it will be a spoiler. But yeah, she's really pissing me off. She changed so much. That's what I was talking about when I said that I like it when characters change, but for the better, like, the betterment of the book. Like, right now, Feyre is, like, she's just pissing me off, and, like, I don't know, I really loved her so freaking much in the first book, but right now, she's changing it up. She's switching it all up, and it's really making me mad, but I still love the book anyways. Yeah, A Court of Thorns and Roses, my favorite freaking book, as of now. Okay, my favorite freaking book. Alright guys, that is the end of my mini book review video. I guess you can say this is like a wrap-up video of my hiatus, but I'm gonna call it a mini book review so people will be interested. I hope you were interested in this book. Please smash that like button, you know, get little Aisha out there, and, like, comment down below any books that you would recommend to me, any books that, you know, seem similar to the books that I just mentioned, or, you know, anything in that broad genre of new adult, young adult, you know, erotica. I don't even care. Like, just comment down below books that you loved so that I can love them. Okay? Thanks for watching. See you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.